Hello and welcome. My name is Alexis and welcome to this 10-minute yoga flow to open up your chest, stretch out your shoulders a little bit, and maybe help you cool down after an upper body workout, or warm up and stretch and recover after sitting all day, or maybe you're just waking up feeling a little tense. For this practice, blocks are optional. If you don't have blocks, you can always use books or pillows or something else as a stand-in for a block. But if you don't have a block, no problem. We're going to start here in a comfortable seated position. So, sitting tall, stacking your shoulders over your hips, bringing your ears in line with your shoulders. And if you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and close your eyes here. Bring your chin to a neutral position. And imagine you're stacking each vertebrae one on top of the other, but keeping that curve, that natural curve in your spine. On each inhale here, see if you can sit a little taller. And on each exhale, see if you can draw your shoulders down, even further away from your ears. You can rest your hands on your legs, palms up or palms down. Sometimes palms up feels good if you really have tight shoulders or you have a tendency to roll your shoulders forward. Just opening up a little bit more here. Take a moment, even in a short practice, to just ground, to find your breath, and maybe even set an intention for this practice. On the next inhale, you can gently open your eyes if you'd like, or keep them closed. But on the next inhale, draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as though you're trying to get your shoulder blades to touch behind your back, and as you exhale, release your shoulders down. Good. Inhale, shoulders up near your ears. Open up across your chest, send your heart forward. Exhale, release your shoulders down. Good. Again, inhale, shoulders up by your ears. Send your heart forward, open up across your chest. Exhale, release your shoulders down. Now maybe take a few more shoulder circles here, maybe a little less dramatic. Just gentle little movements. Good, and then reset. On the next inhale, reach your arms high overhead, and as you exhale, take a side bend here. So with that left hand, maybe, or right, depending on which side you're using, your choice, you're reaching past, as though you're trying to reach past the top or the bottom of your mat, but still opening up across your chest and pressing the opposite hip down, the same hip as the arm that's up, pressing that down. Good. Inhale back to center, both arms up overhead. Exhale, take a side bend to the other side. Good. You can always bend into your elbows here if you need, or even take that block and place it at your side. Good. Opening up across the chest and really reaching with the extended arm, pressing that hip down towards the mat. Good. Inhale, arms back up to center. Exhale, palms together at heart center. From here, we're going to make our way into tabletop or all fours. If you have tender knees and you want to place a blanket under your mat, you can. You can also just roll your mat a little bit, fold it in the center perhaps, and place your knees there. But finding tabletop, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Now, if you have tight wrists, maybe you've been typing all day, what you can do is walk your hands out a little further. That might feel a little better for you. Or even turn your hands out just a bit, or even take blocks so that your fingers are draped over the blocks here. But just pausing here in tabletop, finding a neutral spine. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, send your spine towards the ceiling. Tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, really press the mat away. As you inhale, maybe you bend your elbows, lift your chin, lift your tailbone, finding a cow pose. Exhale, rounding the spine through cat. Inhaling through cow, really drawing the belly down, heart forward. Exhaling to cat, moving with your breath. Inhaling to cow. And then find a neutral spine. Good. From here, take your fingers and walk them, maybe tiptoe your fingertips towards, fingertip toe, towards the top of the mat. Draw your heart towards your thighs or towards the mat, but maybe here you rest your forehead or your chin on the mat, finding a puppy pose. Extended puppy pose here. Good, breathing into the shoulders. You can always, again, take your hands to blocks. That's an option here. And in a lot of these postures, in this short flow, breathe into the shoulders, breathe. Inhale here. Exhale, side out, let it go. Good, press yourself back up to tabletop. You can keep your knees hip width apart or bring them out to the outside edges of your knees. If you do that, maybe you bring your big toes to touch, but we're gonna press back to child's pose. In child's pose, imagine that you're sinking your hips towards your heels, extending your arms long. Again, blocks under your hands are great here. You can also bend into your elbows if that feels better. Or reach back for your heels and just hug yourself in a little tighter. Breathing in and out through your nose. Good. If you reached back for your heels, extend your arms long. Then bring your palms to touch. So imagine prayer hands. Bend your elbows, sending your thumbs behind your neck. And then walk your elbows forward if you have the space. Still sending your hips back towards your heels. Breathing into the triceps here. Good, release the hands down, press yourself back up. We're gonna make our way onto our bellies. So keeping your hands in towards the top of your rib cage, bring your elbows in towards your side body, really hugging the elbows in. You can bring your big toes to touch here, bringing your legs together, imagining you're zipping your legs together. Keeping your neck neutral here for a moment. Hover your palms maybe an inch off the mat. Good, still engaging here in the back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. As you inhale, start to lift your heart off the floor. Exhale, release back down. You can release the palms back down as well. Hovering the hands, inhale, peel off the mat, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, release back down. Good, on the next inhale, you can stay there or press, extending your arms long, pressing through the mat, finding another version of cobra here, breathing wherever you are. One more inhale. Exhale, release back down. Good. Bring your arms out to a T. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, rolling over whichever side you choose. For your shoulders here, you can bend into that the top leg, placing the sole of your foot on the mat. Some people like to find a half bind here, but it's up to you. You can keep that palm on the mat. One more inhale. As you exhale, release back to center. I'm going to slide myself over so I don't step on everything. Good. On the next breath, roll on to the other side. Stepped on everything anyway. So again, here, you can choose to find a half bind if you like. Again, that's going to increase the intensity. You're increasing the pressure on that shoulder on the side that you're rolled onto. Good. One more breath here. And release back to center. Good. When you're ready, make your way onto your back. I always like to end with a restful pose, which today is Shavasana. Maybe for you it's something else. And if you don't have a time to hang out in Shavasana, don't feel like you have to. But it's a great little reward at the end of your practice to find a restful balancing pose. Balancing as far as your energy, the sides of your body. But as you rest in your Shavasana, if you're here with me, make yourself as big on your mat as you can. Take up as much space as you can on your mat. Maybe doing a little body scan, checking in with that intention you set at the beginning of practice. This is a little bonus minute for you. When you're ready, start to invite gentle movements back into your body. Maybe reaching overhead for a good morning stretch. Sometimes I like to hug my knees into my chest. But when you're ready, make your way onto your right side. Pausing here for a moment, maybe reflecting on the last few minutes. Or connecting back with that intention or just your breath. When you're ready, press yourself up to an easy seat, which is how we started. We'll still end this practice with a breath together. Deep inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, palms together at heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Be well.